It was the spring of 30 AD in Jerusalem during the celebration of Passover. The city stood under the authority of the Roman Empire, guarded by soldiers stationed near the Antonia Fortress overlooking the temple courts. Religious leaders carefully preserved the traditions of Israel, while thousands of pilgrims filled the narrow limestone streets. Political tension lingered in the air. Rumors moved quietly from doorway to doorway. Something decisive was unfolding beneath the surface of ordinary celebration. The scene takes place in an upper room inside the city walls, likely in the wealthier quarter of Jerusalem. The chamber was lit by small clay oil lamps fixed along plastered walls, their flames casting soft, trembling shadows across wooden ceiling beams darkened by years of smoke. A low table stood at the center, surrounded by cushions arranged for reclining. Unleavened bread, bitter herbs, and cups of wine rested on simple ceramic dishes. Outside, distant footsteps echoed over stone pavement. The night air was cool. The sky beyond the small window was clear and deep. Jesus sat among the 12. He wore a simple linen tunic and a darker outer cloak. His hands, strong from years of carpentry, rested quietly before him. His face carried calmness, yet there was gravity in his eyes. The disciples sensed it. This Passover meal felt different. He had already washed their feet, a gesture that had unsettled them, especially Peter. Humility had replaced hierarchy. Silence followed. Then Jesus spoke in a tone that was intimate rather than public, steady rather than forceful. "I am the true vine, and my Father is the vinedresser." The image was familiar. Vineyards covered the hills surrounding Jerusalem and Judea, planted carefully in terraced rows supported by stone walls. Thick, twisted trunks grew close to the ground, their branches extending outward. Each branch depended entirely on the vine for life. Without connection, it withered quickly under the Mediterranean sun. "You are the branches," he continued. "He who remains in me and I in him bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing." The words lingered in the room. The oil lamps flickered gently. Outside, a faint breeze passed through the city's narrow streets. The disciples exchanged glances. They had witnessed miracles, storms silenced, blind eyes opened, bread multiplied in barren places. Yet now Jesus spoke not of visible wonders, but of unseen union. Not of action, but of remaining. He did not soften the message. He spoke of pruning, of branches that the vinedresser cuts so they may bear more fruit. The metaphor carried quiet weight. To remain connected meant accepting the careful work of the Father, even when it involved removal, shaping, or loss. Peter's brow tightened as he listened, wrestling inwardly with thoughts of loyalty and fear. John leaned closer, absorbing every word. Judas sat restless, shadows crossing his face in the lamplight. Jesus knew what was approaching: arrest, trial, separation. Yet he did not speak of defense or political resistance. He spoke of relationship. Strength would not come from human resolve, but from abiding in him. "If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you." It was not a promise of unchecked desire, but a reflection of harmony. When the branch lives from the vine, its growth follows the nature of the source. Some still imagined a visible kingdom restored to Israel. Thrones, authority, liberation from Rome. But the vine pointed elsewhere. The kingdom would begin within through communion deeper than expectation. "As the Father has loved me, I also have loved you. Remain in my love." His voice did not rise, yet its intensity filled the room. Remaining was not passive. It required trust, daily choice, endurance. The aroma of wine and unleavened bread lingered in the air. Shadows moved gently along the walls as the oil in the lamps burned lower. Beyond the house, Jerusalem continued unaware of the significance of that quiet teaching. The vine did not promise spectacle. It did not guarantee freedom from hardship. It spoke of constancy, of invisible life flowing steadily through visible weakness. To remain meant trusting when the path grew dark, obeying when fear pressed close, remembering that fruit does not grow from effort alone, but from connection. When they finally rose and left for the garden that night, the stars stretched across a cloudless sky. Vineyards lay beyond the city walls, silent under moonlight. Twisted trunks rooted deeply in the earth. Branches extended outward, dependent and alive. Perhaps some of them glanced at those vines differently now. The teaching settled quietly into their hearts. Visible fruit depends on invisible union. The vine would endure, the branches would depend, and the meaning of that connection would unfold in the shadow of what was about to come.
The hour has come. Let us go to the garden.